हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो। मेरे इस YouTube चैनल में आपका स्वागत है। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
This is called as what? This is called as clearance. Now, why this clearance is provided? Why this clearance is provided? When you see this sketch, you can see here. Are you able to see this? Clearance 2 to 3 mm here. There is a small gap here. There is a small gap here. There is a small gap here, and there is a small gap here. So I am going to highlight all these four gaps now. Let me use green color. Let me use green color to highlight all these four gaps. This is one gap, this is second gap, this is third gap, and this is fourth gap. And this is called as what? This is called as clearance. Now, why this clearance is provided? Why this clearance is provided? This clearance is provided so that you can look at this joint now, which I am holding in my hand. The clearance is provided because when the cotter is inserted in this, when the cotter is inserted in this, like this, we need little bit of space so that this cotter goes inside and fit in it. When it is hammered, it should go inside and fit in it. For that purpose, this clearance is provided. Okay, and when we hammer this, when we hammer this cotter, that time these two socket and spigot will come close to each other, and that is called as draw in cotter. Draw in cotter is the process of bringing the socket and spigot close to each other so that it becomes a tight tight joint. It becomes a tight joint. That is called as draw, DRAW, draw in cotter. Also notice that this clearance which is provided here and here is not provided here, or this clearance which is provided here is not provided here. Because if the clearance is provided, the clearance is provided the way you can see. If it is provided in the opposite direction, like instead of here, if it is provided here, and instead of this clearance here and here, if it is provided here and here, then what will happen? Then the clearance will have no meaning. The clearance will have no meaning when it is being pulled in. Where is it gone? Okay, when it is pulling it in this direction, that time what will happen? This this clearance which we have provided, that will vanish, that will vanish, and this will also vanish. Similarly, when the force applied is in this direction, this clearance will vanish, and it will not work. The purpose of clearance will not be solved. That's why when this is pulled in this direction, this clearance will always be there, and this clearance will always be there. And when this spigot is pulled in this direction, this clearance will always be there, and we want the clearance so that the cotter can be inserted in it. That's why that clearance is provided, and it is provided in the direction opposite to that the force is applied. That force is applied here, it is taken here, so clearance is applied here. And same is the case with the socket. We can also see that there is a clearance provided here. What is this? This is the gap between the spigot end and the socket end. Inside this and this, there the clearance is provided. What will happen if the clearance is not provided? If the clearance is not provided here, then what may happen is there can be crushing of spigot may take place. Crushing of spigot may take place when, if clearance is not provided. Where? Here. So that's why this clearance is provided here. Otherwise, crushing may happen. Okay. Further, I wanted to tell you one more thing. The question, it is about the collar. You may have the question in your mind: why socket collar and spigot collar are provided? Why socket collar and spigot collar are provided? So you can clearly see that if the spigot collar is not provided, this spigot collar, or this pivot collar. If this is not provided, what will happen? This will go inside. This will go inside the socket. This will go inside the socket. This spigot collar is preventing the spigot to go inside the socket. It can go only to a certain extent. If it goes inside, what will happen? It will create crushing here, crushing here. So to prevent that crushing, this collar is provided. So who is being crushed? What is being crushed? The collar is being crushed. Instead of the spigot getting crushed, the collar is getting crushed here. Okay. So in order to make it a joint, proper joint, this spigot and socket collars are provided on the socket and spigot joint.